Well, hi everyone out there in amazing internet land and YouTube space. And what I should say, today I'm gonna ramble again, and you have this kind of rambling standing invitation, not invitation, but warning for you. You have this so-called rambling standing warning for you. I don't know if you get it. I guess you got it because I don't know. I really don't have any idea what to speak about, any related point. What I would speak about, I don't know. Maybe I would describe what I would describe today's day, and probably this video would be horrible in all the ways and won't go anywhere. I mean, in YouTube channel, and though I'm not sure about that, we'll see how it goes and if it happens. And guys, what I should say, I began to notice some changes in my English, and what those changes about. They're about that I want to speak, but I don't want to have not related to anything conversation again as it was previously. Maybe I kind of felt completely like, I don't know, dissolved in some way in fluent speech, and previously I had to have something particular to follow, and let's say maybe a year ago I had to follow some particular materials, and in order to be just not making ramblings, but following the point of the conversation, I'm saying. And for the recent times I got used to the way of speaking about nothing, as I always did on a regular basis. You may check it by yourself on my channel. All my recent videos may bring you a clear picture of what's being said just right now by me, and probably I'm changing again because currently I don't have, let alone those so-called topic of being related to a particular point. I just for the current moment, as you see, I don't have particular idea, particular tiny threads where to speak, what to follow, and I'm kinda always tend to go off on a tangent and follow some other tracks in my mind, and let alone those tracks that play along on the back of my mind. And I'm just kind of seem to you particularly stupid person as I am, and what I can do about that, that's me for you. And please bear with my English and all the things that go along with that. And I don't know, I just kind of trying to give you the simplest explanation of how it feels like to make your own English and to like speak that I do, like free way, without any preparation and without having any script in your head and any storyline to follow, you know what I'm saying. And again, that's me for you, and just have me or leave it, and may also shut this off in no moment, in no time, you know what I'm saying, if you are not in the same boat with me. I mean my improvement process, my self-development process, and you see I'm doing those ramblings, so I just don't know how, just the ways it goes out of my mind. And I never had previously any idea about what I would be following my mind in order to produce productive, fruitful, and useful English speech. I never tried. I also tried, not also, but I almost tried to compose my speech in a particular way, but it took time to prepare for subsequent sentence, and it took time and much of my mind abilities and much of my mind powers, I should say, and I was slow, and I wasn't fluent, and I was barely barely able, excuse me, to keep up any like middle rate conversation as I'm able to do just very these days. And though I know I do a huge bunch of mistakes, and it goes like, I don't know, ups and downs, those like deeps and heights of my self-development process, and it's like on share market schedule, I should say, or share market like, I don't know, picture in some way. If you follow some business channel, you might relate to what I'm speaking just right now. They have kind of those like graphs of following where the stocks follow and all the shares of particular companies and how they change with the flow of time and what they're about to go at the current moment and how it happens and why it actually happens, and the same pattern plays in my mind, is playing right now in my mind. And guys, actually today's day was pretty fine, and I don't know, if I was proposed to repeat my life again, probably I would do the same things in my life, and I'm pretty contented with what I have now. And that was the topic of today's conversation at our regular venue with native speakers, and we were just proposed to put our own opinions about like what would I do in a under particular circumstances, and what wouldn't I do under the similar circumstances but in slightly other surrounding, you know what I'm saying. And I gave kind of, I don't know, not related to anything, as always, like pretty I don't know, unprepared ramblings, and that was my particular point related to that like question and quiz, whatever you would call it. And guys, getting back to the track of today's day, on my way home I decided to drop into my parents' apartment, and I'd received a phone call of my parents, and they invited me to see them and to probably to advise them some useful things, according to see my dad have a problem with the fixing of toilet tank. If might relate to what I'm saying just right now, see these kind of empty plastic toilet tank that resides beside the toilet itself and slightly above it, and it's supposed to drain all the water that it contains in order to flow to wash out your shit after you shit it. And that's pretty ridiculous, but it's pretty, like, I should say, useful stuff, excuse me, because without having this unit you can just wash out your shit, and how can you live with it? And again, I warned you about my ramblings, and my dad gave me those like parts of that whatever you would call it, plastic toilet tank, and those parts are parts of that entire mechanism, and I'm gonna just figure out how it works, and to put those pieces into right places inside that toilet tank, and to make this entire system work properly in order to wash out completely all the shits, probable shits. Okay, we've got it out of the way, and guys, what I should say, I don't know, I don't have any slightest wish to talk just in my own language, let alone English. And as I promised myself to do this shit, it's not a shit, it's like kind of my self-educating process, and whatever you would call it. It's my channel, it's my English, it's my life. I'm able to, and I'm allowed to comment this in the way I want, and to call this in the way I want. Again, getting back to all my quirks and all my peculiarities, and maybe you would call it in a weirdness of mine, you know what I'm saying. And that's who I am, that's me for you. And guys, you may give me slightest hints what to follow in the comment section down below on my channel, and I'll be especially pleased to hear some natives' points. What would you say about my English, about my approach of learning? And I wanted to say a couple of words about those headsets. That's pretty good a thing, pretty good and pretty favorite thing of mine. When I put them on, I feel kind of they reassure me in a way and give me those feeling of calmness and reassuredness. If you relate to what I'm saying, if you may relate to what I'm saying just right now, I don't know. Maybe I just put them on because I want to have this tiniest microphone closer to my mouth and for you to be able to hear in a more clear way what I'm saying just right now, and in order to produce more useful videos for you and to be heard and to be understood by all the people that might follow my channel, you know what I'm saying? And that's who I am, that's me for you. And guys, I don't know, I wouldn't dive into too deep particularities and to be extremely granular about today's day. And what I should say about that is that all the things fell into their places and everything went fine with today's day. And regardless, we have how many, maybe 9 p.m. just right now. I should follow a bunch of things today, and as for my English, as for my self-education process, and as I'm doing just right now, I'm following my English and I'm improving my English just right now. And another subject I should follow today is my working process, and after having my English done, I will proceed with my working issues and solve some working process related points, I should say. And I'm always in the picture of thinking about something and pondering. Let's say I'm heading somewhere, and I'll always have those thoughts in my mind whirling around and trying to be solved by my mind, you know what I'm saying? And that's who I am again, that's me for you. And I'll be just brief in today's very video, not to weary too much with my rant as always, and I just maybe gonna wrap it up in a near seconds and wish you good health and wealth, and to be very confident, not just complacent, but rather confident about all the goals that you want to achieve in your life. And keep saying, I do that, I will never give up, and everything is gonna be fine with that. I promise. That will be the way that I'm telling you about just right now, and it could never be any other way if you are persistent and if you just keep practicing, keep doing what you're doing, and all the hindrances, all the roadblocks is about to disappear into nothing in the nearest future, and you will overcome all your hardships in order to achieve your personal success and fluency in your second language in your life, you know what I'm saying? And that's it for tonight, and it's been a cool experience and a pleasure to see you, to hear, and especially to feel you, and feel free to comment me and give your feedback if you want. That's it. See you all in a while. See you. Bye.